The price of gas has been sliding down. It's been under $2 here in Nebraska, and that has drivers celebrating. But what does it mean for us as consumers? Jack Gerard, President and CEO of the American Petroleum Institute, is here to explain. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, Mary. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Will we continue to see gas prices drop?
Well, what's taking place today, Mary, is we're seeing an oversupply in the marketplace that's driven heavily by the increased supply from United States production. So today we're putting about 3 to 4 million barrels a day into the marketplace that weren't there 5 or 6 years ago. And you couple that with the demand slowing, if you will, in Europe and Asia. So as their expected demand for the product slows down a little bit and our supply increases, we're putting pressure on the price of crude oil, which is coming down, and that's what's really benefiting consumers at the gas pump, because it's the cost of crude oil that's the #1 determinant in what the price of gasoline will be. So longer term, the markets will stabilize, there'll be less volatility in them, and that's important for everybody because we as industry need to know where to invest, where we can invest to make it cost effective. And those will sort themselves out. But in the short term, clearly a big benefit to American consumers.
So how much does U.S. production affect oil prices overall?
The impact of U.S. oil production is increasing around the world. And what you see today is some of the other major suppliers like OPEC, their influence is being diluted because of what we're doing right here at home. In fact, the trade numbers just came out from the United States government that shows that our import reliance, or the amount we import of energy to the United States, has dropped to 1994 levels. This is historic, and why is it? Because we're producing that energy right here at home. Through our modern techniques, our modern innovations, we're able to produce the nation's oil and gas that we consume, and now what we're pushing for is to be able to export it as well. So not only do we become energy secure as a nation, but the more we put into that global marketplace through crude exports, through liquefied natural gas exports, continues to put downward pressure on the price because now we're directly competing with other parts of the world, Russia, the Middle East, and elsewhere. This is a big deal. Our continued increased production adds considerably to putting downward pressure on the price.
So what does that mean for us as consumers?
Well, as consumers, obviously, they can enjoy a lower price, in many instances about 50% lower. There are now 40 states in the United States where gasoline sells for under $2 a gallon. I don't know if anybody would have thought that just a few short years ago. But as consumers, I would suggest there's two things we need to do. First, they can take advantage of this lower cost energy. That benefits us all, gives them more money in their pocket, if you will, to do the other things they'd like to do, to save for retirement, put their kids through school, perhaps buy something they've been unable to buy in the past. But the other thing we need to do is get our policies right in the United States so we can continue this trend. And issues that are near and dear, I know, to the hearts of Nebraskans, for example, are the Keystone XL pipeline. We have broad bipartisan support, including the Nebraska delegations, to build this pipeline, both by Democrats and Republicans. Yet the President has indicated he's going to veto it. This pipeline brings additional supply from Canada, from North Dakota, from Montana, down to the Gulf Coast of the U.S. where we refine it with world-class state-of-the-art refineries, once again to go to consumers. So if we get our policies right, if we're able to build the infrastructure to make us efficient and allow us to be competitive around the world, this is positive for consumers longer term. But if we put hurdles in front of these operations, being unwilling to approve pipelines, being unwilling to grant leases, it only hinders our ability to produce in the United States and makes us less competitive.
And where can we find out more online if our viewers are interested?
Well, Mary, we'd encourage them to go to our website, which is api.org. That's api.org. There they can find out lots of information about the Keystone Pipeline, about the production in the United States, offshore, onshore, what's taking place around the world. But we also put a lot of third-party sources on there, so other experts who comment about these issues, and through that give the public better understanding of what's taking place. I would encourage your viewers to engage in the public discourse as well, to become better informed and express their view to their elected officials what they'd like to see happen. We think there's broad support across this country to really make America the energy superpower, but it's going to take good public policy to do it.
A controversial and complex topic. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Mary.
All right, thank you, Mary. Guests of the Morning Blend start their day with coffee from Pears Gourmet, the official coffee of the Morning Blend. And to learn more about Pears, just go to our OmahaMorningBlend.com and click on the Pears logo that's right there on our homepage. So we're getting closer to our sit-down with comedian Tom Green, the professional facet that some fans don't really know about.
First, foods that can boost immunity and why getting key vitamins and minerals is important. We've got a doctor and a registered dietitian and nutritionist standing by.